She bets on who's lost their minds. You take a pirouette under duvet set. Decide with perfect pitch and with time. I'm not made for you, but what else is new? Although she tells me that it's nothing, I really hope it's nothing. You could kiss the skin from my lips if it makes you feel good. I'm not sure if you want it, I'm not sure if you need me too. You can taste the bitter on every guy who talks to you, but you can't stay awake forever. No, you can't stay awake forever. This just in, I am a total fucking dumbass. And I've come to an uncomfortable conclusion that I'm gonna spend the rest of my life in a state of constant paranoia. Just let me follow you, and I'll proceed to bang my head on every doorway and door frame you see suitable for us to go through. And I've found that the road to happiness is paved with rows and rows of very tempting parking spaces. I'm not paranoid, I'm a realist. I know you're gonna kill me, you could kiss the skin from my lips if it makes you feel good. I'm not sure if you want it, I'm not sure if you need me too. You could taste the bitter on every guy who talks to you, but you can't stay awake forever. No, you can't stay awake forever. You could kiss the skin from my lips if it makes you feel good. I'm not sure if you want it, I'm not sure if you need me too. You could taste the bitter on every guy who talks to you, but you can't stay awake forever. You can't stay awake forever. You crushed my heart and say it's nothing. You broke me down. I kept on cutting. I lay for you, and now I'm gushing. I lay for you, but you never came. Spinning my face, my love, it won't face me. Spinning my face, my love, it won't change me. Spinning my face, my love, I'm gone crazy. Spinning my face, my love, I'm gone crazy. Spinning my face, my love, it won't face me. Spinning my face, my love, it won't change me. Spinning my face, my love, I'm gone crazy. Spinning my face, my love, I'm gone crazy.
I was like, this is where I die. Hi, welcome to the stream. We're talking about how Target gave me a heart attack. I forgot to turn off the music. 1 second.
Turn off the music? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I have music playing during the start, and then if I play like Minecraft or Stardew, I keep music playing just because there's nothing else.
That's fair. Yeah.
I'd be so angry. Please just say until number 5. Holy shit!
Yeah. Which one? Oh, I saw the number 9. It was the Roman numeral
That's
9.
Until you stop. What the fuck? I like a good evenness. Applies to you. What the fuck? Scrumptious. This one. I like this word. I can't say it. It looks funny. Please don't. Okay. Know what time it is right now? Yes. By the sound of the bell ringing. The correct time? No. Yes. What is time anyways? Just a concept. No. They haven't told me. There's a shit ton. Help. Yes. Yes. I haven't got to the one where he like, I was like, I think did everything. The one part where he's like, where he gaslights you into thinking everything's a bucket. I need to find that. I need to find the part where this man tries to gaslight me into thinking everything's a bucket. It's a funny as shit ending. I just forgot where the fuck it is.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
It means I'm a
Stanley
bitch ass
decided to go to the
motherfucker.
meeting room. Perhaps he had warmth spread through Stanley's
Shut the
arms.
fuck up.
With the bucket in his arms again, he was home. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
The fuck do I
But Stanley
care?
had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door. Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way.
Why?
I knew you'd find this place eventually.
What the fuck? Yo, take me back up. I fucking regret being here. Why does this feel like an intervention?
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together
So-
here because we care about
So
you
the baby
very
I
much.
killed, the person you
It's this
made think
bucket
was my
you're
wife, my
carrying around
computer.
everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen
Shut the
before.
fuck up. Don't talk about
Yes,
my
I
bucket
know
like that.
I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want
fucking
another story
suffer-
involving the Adventure
suffer with the
Line?
consequences.
We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Why? Broom closet. Broom closet. Fuck you, this is my bucket now. Adventure Line, I appreciate you, but fuck you, I'm hiding in the broom closet. Broom closet. Fine.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well. Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue? Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
I'm not giving you the fucking bucket. This feels ominous as fuck.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable.
Let me the
True,
fuck
it
go.
also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
Where the fuck does this cord?
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
Destroys the fucking bucket.
Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when
No,
you're ready.
the fuck you mean? I'm not getting rid of the bucket. I hate the bucket, but just for the funny ha-has. Fuck you, I'm not getting rid of the bucket.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that
No.
you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Oh! Well, okay. Flashbang, bitch. Oh no.
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
We'll be back.
They will be back. Chill, Scrunkly. Oh my god. Oh yes, did this man just leave me in a dark room by myself? Sounds about right.
Oh, I almost forgot the direction.
Oh my god.
All of his co-workers were gone.
We're doing that again.
What could it mean?
Putting the fucking bucket in.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct
Why
way to the
do
meeting
you do
room.
this?
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him,
What
telling
do you
him
want?
that the employee lounge was simply
Baby.
the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
It had not turned out to be correct.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Baby.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
I swear to God.
Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Gosh.
You see, your
Gosh.
friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here
Now, what the
because
fuck
we
happened to
care
get on
about
that
you
one
very
area?
much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel.
Yes,
They
he gave me
want
the baby,
more of
I
their
killed my
favorite
wife and all
jokes,
that.
not this bucket that they've never seen before.
Listen, I like the bucket.
Yes, I
Hush.
know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line?
Maybe.
We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well. Now this
Damn.
is what the Stanley Parable is all
Can't
about.
let me be happy.
Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as
Good as
classic
shit
now as
line.
it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
I swear to God,
Don't you
you
get it,
tested my
Stanley?
patience, cat.
We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I
Damn.
think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the
Damn.
rich lore of the Stanley Parable.
It really
True,
said you
it
cannot
also
take
was
it
not
here
in the
yet.
original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with
I
so much
swear to God.
personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does?
buckets.
Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Good sir, I can't get rid of the bucket.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality
Can't
trait.
get rid of the bucket.
Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer,
Okay, cool. Seeing that the bucket leads me just down that ending, it's fine.
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together.
Fucking hate the bucket. I fucking hate this thing.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd... Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket.
Take it then.
You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
It doesn't
I can really
deserve
feel it
shit,
now.
but
It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies.
Damn.
Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand
I
over
ain't
the
giving
bucket.
him shit.
I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be
Okay,
strong.
okay.
This is your bucket.
Sorry.
This is your companion and lifelong friend.
I have returned.
You can't hand it over.
It's our bucket. You can go fuck yourself.
Getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in
Listen,
order to
it
get
can
you to
take
hand
fun,
over
I'm
the
not holding
bucket?
hands.
Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to
I knew-
imply that you and the
Goddamn,
bucket are
I
not
knew I
truly
was not
deep
gonna
and
get
lasting
fucking-
friends? That your
I knew
relationship is
myself
purely
so well, I
superficial
knew I
and
was not gonna go
convenient?
get that
That your
drink.
life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I'd never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments.
Hey, yo, go fuck
Expand on
yourself.
the wide
Don't try to take
variety
my
of
fucking
experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point.
What was
Share
it?
your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years.
Now was it the thin
Let him
crust?
have it.
It was the flatbread.
I fucking hate flatbread pizza.
I love flatbread pizza.
I never liked it as much as thin.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once
got the
and for
stickers?
all. Here we go.
I'm going to pick that up.
There.
Yes!
Now it's settled.
I got the
more
sticker!
debate, no more discussion. Take our hike, broom closet, with all your meandering
not
philosophical
leaving.
diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Still not leaving.
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate.
Yes.
You see? I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
I'm not gonna leave, mate.
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us a silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies.
Damn.
Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Is he actually outside the room? Yo, how much do I got pay you to take this shit from me?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that.
Don't tell
and
me
in
it's
such a
this
competitive
fucking
economy,
ending.
why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished.
No.
His boss would think he was crazy. And then
This is
something occurred
different.
to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself,
Damn it,
maybe
I thought this was gonna be
I am
something
crazy.
else.
He looked down at the bucket in his arms.
Okay.
Am I crazy? He asked the bucket.
You're talking to a bucket.
The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort.
Oh shit.
And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket?
Oh,
This is
God.
all terribly wrong.
Man.
Surely no
Oh!
good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the
They took the
psychologically
bucket.
grounding
They
presence
took
of his
the bucket.
And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course,
Bro, I
very
stopped in
odd.
this room because I could not.
Now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him. Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket. Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next.
Oh.
None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket. Come to me, Stanley.
Oh,
Find
no.
me. He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all
What
along.
the fuck do you mean?
It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
The fuck do you mean? Did I just pull a bucket out from inside of me?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
Yes.
She arose.
The answer is
got
yes. I
dressed,
pulled a
picked up
bucket
her
outside
bucket
of
of comfort
outside
and
of my
security,
body.
and walked to her place of work.
Ew.
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't
I did.
even
You threw a
realize
sticker
he'd
on it and
forgotten his
everything, you
bucket
bitch
at home in the
ass.
first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront
So you're
at
telling me
work,
I'm walking into a
for
world
which
where
her
everyone
bucket
that
would
has a
provide
bucket-
absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself. My life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Okay. Okay. I'll accept it.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Shush.
What could it mean?
So we're just gonna do
Stanley
all the
decided
endings
to
with
go
a
to the
fucking
meeting
bucket.
room.
Yes!
Where are we going today? The bucket asked.
I have the sticker still.
Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfect. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting
Shut the
room.
fuck up. You said we
But
could go
Stanley
anywhere
had
I
felt the
wanted to and
bucket
you gave me a
calling to
smile.
him,
We doing what the
telling
fuck I
him
want.
that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
I don't think I did the one where I actually picked up the
mind.
phone. I've done the
The
one where I
bucket was
unplugged the
wrong.
phone.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Change of plans. Not gonna go do the one I
No,
originally was gonna go do.
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. A cargo lift. Yeah, good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because
The bucket
buckets
voice
can't
is
talk.
creepy. Yeah.
But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
It's fine. The bucket has
In here.
wisdom.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
The bucket got some
Stanley
wisdom
once
to it.
again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
I'm just cutting through story by accident.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket.
What the fuck?
Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely
No,
and could
you-
use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
You motherfucker. Hello, Stanley. It's me, your bucket. Press Z to take me to work with you. Oh
The Stanley
my
Parable
god.
Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Take me back home with you.
Lately, I've been concerned about him.
God.
Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can
May, I
convince
can
him.
see the
I
text.
don't know if he'll listen to me. Well, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me?
Yo.
Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from
But
one
a bucket.
location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
Don't listen to the loud man. Press M for us to go back home. What happens if I just don't?
You see,
Oh,
he's not
God.
listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
For everyone in your life except for me. Oh my god, is the bucket yandere?
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Absolutely the fuck not.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket.
No!
It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another. Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Oh my god, no, we're gonna start working from home now? What the fuck?
I'm having feelings for the bucket.
Why?
No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
Yeah, I'm not doing that, Chief. Well, if it's in the consequences of my own actions.
Stanley, give me the bucket.
Hey.
Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it, or I'll...
Did we just murder the narrator? Did the bucket just murder the narrator?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Oh, thank God.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had sent a good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a
Shut
committed
the fuck
bucket,
up.
a bucket of culture and distinction.
Well, if this is
Stanley
the
clutched the bucket
consequences of
tightly to
my
his
own
chest. This was
actions.
not the correct way to the meeting room.
Shush.
But Stanley had felt the bucket
I do
calling
not
to
give
him,
a fuck.
telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned
No.
out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. A cargo lift, yeah, good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Damn, you didn't yell at me for jumping off the lift. Why the fuck? Oh, there's balloons up there.
No, stop. Look there on the wall, you see? There's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what
There we
isn't
go.
a bucket?
Here it is.
I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior.
Time
up
for me to
this
get
point,
gaslit
which,
into thinking
if
what's a
that's
bucket, what's
true,
not a
well,
bucket.
My goodness. I think we have to do something
gaslight
about it.
you and it's
This
great.
misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in
Wait,
here.
because
for
I
a
can play this
moment.
game over again from the start. I can reset the data. Sorry, I was taking a drink. The fuck do you want? You are so ungodly chirpy. Oh.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simply
Yeah,
enough,
he
right?
did. He sure
This should
gas-
tell us
gaslights
everything
you.
we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Is this a bucket? It looks like a bucket. You'd be wrong.
Yeah, which one?
Correct.
It's hologram.
It is a
bucket.
hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Welcome to this godforsaken game.
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
What the fuck?
Item 3. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. This is a bucket.
I don't give a fuck. That's not a bucket. I'm just gonna know every single time.
Item 4. Is this a bucket? What? Are you hallucinating? This is a
It's a
tractor.
tractor.
It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
Is that a menace to fucking society?
Is this a bucket?
Yeah, he gaslights you!
This is a bucket.
He goes, this is a bucket. It's great!
Item 6. Is this a bucket? trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Damn.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is?
You broke him. I broke the narrator. He's
a
going...
bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
That was cool. But again, it's the consequences of your...
What happened? Is everything gone?
Everything's
Why
a
did
bucket.
everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket? Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue. But it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right,
Hey,
here we
bestie,
go.
everything's a bucket. Again, welcome back to the bullshit that the narrator would absolutely fucking hate me.
Someone was following Stanley.
What?
He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
You bitch.
Ah, the embrace of an old friend. A weathered companionship that stands
Wait.
the test of time.
Hold up, we gotta go do this one. You son of a bitch. Let me back in my office.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his
No,
left.
wait, there's 3 endings. That I haven't done yet.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where, coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it.
Never mind, I did do
He
this
could-
ending. My bad. ADHD, literally brain is going burr. What? Damn it. It's not mine.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
What? Burn the phone.
The bucket made Stanley
Okay,
want to be a
sir.
better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things.
Goddamn.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Good to see the bathroom dialogue changes every time. Why is there a panda with a gun to his head? What if I just come in here? Alright, I gotta use the bathroom. Enjoy elevator music. Enjoy some good elevator music. Again, man would get real tired of my shit real fucking quick.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human
I'm just gonna let him.
Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
You
Even
see, good
now,
sir.
in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos.
Nah.
It would be with him, always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm too distracted by the bucket. Ayo, this bucket do be
Stanley
looking.
just sat around twiddling his thumbs.
Yeah, you gave me a bucket.
Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Yeah, I possibly could have known. I'm just gonna click on
2845.
shush. Try me, bitch. You ain't gonna do it.
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself, and Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Thank you, good sir.
She tried to smack this out of my hand.
Of course she did.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley.
Bucket.
Everything will be fine.
Swear to God. You just
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death. The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death
Cool.
for each of them.
I'll take it.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Bye.
Farewell, Stanley, cried
Hey,
the narrator,
bestie.
as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
Hey, bestie.
In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
I'm sorry.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket.
You're good.
It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Oh, her voice. You are gay as fuck, soul. The bucket. You're standing at the price knowledge that much like the bucket itself, human mind is frequently empty within the corrosive void. But though use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched in the substance knowledge of the bucket and its history it's known, which we have. When you take to learn here, world, would you accept an open mind that may be challenged about the information of the exhibit? Will you change the life for yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit, or will you turn to blind eye?
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own?
A bucket of
Can you
25
see
buckets, the great
hubris
number of
that
buckets,
blinded
even
him?
captured on a
Can
camera,
you
photographer
see that
experience
the
class
bucket
software
is
self
far
result to
more
the
noble
first.
than Stanley will
many
ever
buckets at
be in
once.
his short life?
Ah, yes. Shush. Shush. What the fuck do you want? The Inferno Bucket. A replica of the Inferno Bucket, which immediately was so powerful, alerting to its death. Oh. A replica of Inferno Buckets, which the medieval era was so powerful, alluring that it dozes off the nation of war, which won under control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, simple fact remained: no one can control a bucket. The anti-bucket analogy. This bitch really said. Well, we know the bucket protect the knowledge of mankind. We do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts many early discovery and practice using the bucket, which time the bucket already likely been around for several millennia. Noticing these drawings how the bucket has allowed itself to be used, having judged humanity its worth.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between the bucket and humanity. However, clearer gaps of the bucket may yet always reach this distance are inevitably for our own good.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful
This
bucket.
is different from
We
last
can
time.
save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together.
This
The
is
bucket
different.
shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Yeah, it's the last time she tries to save him. This time she's like, let him die. Whoopsie.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is a very lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on
Shit.
his left.
Ah, yes, lovely. We love this.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
This is the most annoying
Crushed
you've been
by the
for a
weight
while.
of this
What do you
revelation,
want?
Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender
There's an ending we
spiritual
still haven't
connection
done.
he
I think
shared with the
that's it.
bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. Stanley just sat around twiddling his
Yes.
thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know
downing the
that
whole
the
bottle ending. It's
combination
downing
was
the whole bottle ending.
2845.
It's downing the whole bottle down, but with the bucket.
2845.
No. Oh, I found my number. Yes.
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself, and Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
I'm a menace to fucking society. Fucking Sparks, man.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Wait, there we go. Damn. I was about to say, do they have my number?
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no
pushing your luck.
Except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machine... But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
The fuck?
Birds. Silly, silly birds. The control buttons became active again. Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy. It takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket, so Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Maybe.
Still no one
Maybe.
was here. Stanley
Maybe.
needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now
That's
more
scared
than
the shit
ever.
out of me.
Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his
We're gonna go
manager's
back to the
office,
bullshit of
Stanley
not
was
doing
once
it.
again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the
Okay,
soothing
Cat.
presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
No. I think I'm good, Chief. We're seeing if I actually got this, because I had everything for it.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly
Yes.
know that the combination was
I
2845.
swear to God. You get on my nerve. You get on my nerve. Shush. You get on my nerve.
2845.
No. What the fuck? Come here. You get attention for a day and you turn into a needy bitch.
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself, and Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Stop it. Hey. Fuck off, would you? Fuck off. Go. Sorry. She's eating plastic. She's not supposed to, but she is.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket
Swear to
both
God, I feel like
wondered
this
to
is not thrown
themselves.
hands.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like
Stop.
guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well?
Fuck off.
Had the
Shut the
bucket
fuck
been
up.
told to do things it didn't
Sorry,
wish
she's
to
been
do?
like this all night and it's starting to
Kinds
piss
of
me
things
off.
Does a bucket want to do? Or
Not usually
want to
this
do
mean to
in
this
the
cat.
first place?
Fuck, I'm tired.
These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Damn, not even you. That must suck.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions.
Also, I have no
happy
idea if this
or
is the ending I'm
sad
trying
or
to get.
content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as
So the things I need for it aren't there, and I didn't do it because I left right
Stanley
after.
decided that this machinery...
Damn. Okay. Aggressive.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and...
Yep, there it is.
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized...
Ah. So I got that one. Nope.
This is the story of a man.
Shush. Cool. Gotcha.
All of his co-workers were
I'm doing
gone.
it just for right.
What could it
just
mean?
so this bitch can be happy.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The fuck? When was this here? Actually, none. I've only had 3 interactions. We're doing something. Hold up. Cool. Does anyone truly know? Of course they don't. Nobody knows anything. You and I don't even know each other. We're like strangers. So I adjusted all the game settings to your exact significance. But who hasn't? Just what I like to do, like a day job. And now the job is over. There's no more information for me to gather. I've collected all the data on you that I can, and I still don't really know you, and you don't know me. Neither of us know what time it is. I guess some settings are just unsettable. If I'm being totally honest, the clock doesn't even do anything in the game anyways. If you don't have me here, the game starts next. You won't have me here next, but that's okay. Video games are meant to be played alone. You like being alone, don't you? Hey. Maybe that's the only information I really learned about you. Oh well, it's time for me to leave. There'll be one more setting that we need to adjust, but that may take a little time before I'm ready for that. Not really in my job description, but that's okay. Perhaps you'll see me again if you can find me. Talk soon. There it is. There it is. Many, many years later. Son of a bitch, why did you bring me back here? I don't want to be here. I didn't need the lonely call out. We did not. Alright, we're just gonna go in this direction. Oh. Nope, the game said nah. Fire. Holy shit, it's so loud. So I'm guessing this is a continuation. After that one ending where I fucking killed a narrator. I just realized these aren't stones, these are chairs. I swear to God! Mademoiselle! Shut up! This reviews The Stanley Parable 2. Like many others, I enjoyed my time with the original Stanley Parable, which underscores how truly disappointed I am with the sequel. For the first game on the original, The Stanley Parable 2 was dull, uninspiring, often insults its fan base. Rather than expand what it did the first game enjoyable, the sequel veers off into territory nobody asked for. An infinite deep hole, who cares? Where's the new ending? What about enjoyable bits from Stanley 1 like the Adventureland? Instead, we got an uninspiring side quest of collecting figurines. Even this diversion feels incomplete. Collecting all the figurines give you nothing. Like a quite comforting. Jim. The Stanley Parable developers, no more spin-off, no more sequels. When the Stanley Parable launched to massive success in 2013, the creators made a plan to build the property into an entire franchise. But discussion to critical and commentary leads to the Stanley Parable 2 as it prompted developers to rethink their ambitions. An outline and press release they published. It's clear that more Stanley Parable is not what the fans want, reads the press release. We thought we had a version with the series that players would exceed about, yet turned out we could not have been farther from the truth. The press released on the promise of preserving the artistic intelligence of the original game to stop assaulting fans with reckless, insulting creative vision. The word sorry appears more than 25 times in the press release. Like many others, enjoyed my time with the original. Oh, I fucking went backwards. Whoopsie. Hello again. It's nice to see you. But it's terrible to learn that there will never be a Stanley Parable game. Did you read what the developer said? Preserve the integrity of the original franchise. What nonsense. Stanley Parables is not sacred. They don't need to protect it. Screw the legacy. Let's make Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Let's run this franchise into the ground. Let's drag it out through the mud and back. And if people hate it, who cares? See, that was the narrator's problem. He was so obsessed with people, thought of his work. Don't make his mistakes. Don't cling to a legacy. Let it burn. It's not that hard, in fact. Let me show you. Together, we're going to make the Stanley Parable of Threes. It's simple. All we need to do is change the number in the game's title screen. We also need to really dub subtitles to game something loud and gaudy. Go ahead, try to combine some of the random words together to make a new title for a game. Yeah, we'll see. Oh my god. Stanley version lawsuit. Stanley Parable 2. Stanley versus Skates. This is absurd. I love it. Every time you reset the game, we will advert the number of sequels by 1. Then we'll pick a new subtitle. By the way, that way the Stanley Parable will never end. And nothing in the game itself will change when you do this either. And more content sounds like work. No need to. What? I believe the same content recycled again and again and again with the new title screen. What do you say? Should we forward with this plan? I like it. Let's do it. Could integrate a new sequel every time you start the game. You know what? Since you put faith in my idea, I feel like I should give you something as well. You see, I've noticed that the narrator never found a way to give you the broken achievement, did he? Of course. I would not accept to know how. That's bothering me, so let's fix it. Alright, there. The achievement chain is all fixed. You see, I'm on your side. We're in this together. I'm gonna keep this train rolling. Stanley Parable cannot end. It would only spiral itself forever. Let's keep the wheel turning. I'm ready. Are you ready? Great. Last thing we need to do. It is 8:21. Just a slider until this. Thank you. Please enjoy the Stanley Parable. What happens if I go back? What happens if I go back? Oh my god, that's hilarious. Is it just the same? Oh, not have you calmed the fuck down now? Alright, cool. Wait, the sequel is now paused. Oh my god. Oh, that's fucking hilarious. Okay. Wait, I genuinely want to see if it actually goes up. I want to see if it does. Last thing and then I'm done. Shut the fuck up. No one cares you have a tiny dick. The Stanley Parable 4. The door to... Oh my god! Oh my god, that's great. Oh my god! fantastic! Okay. Alright, this is where I'm ending stream. Cat's live. We're gonna go bother Cat. Because I know someone's gonna fucking appreciate it. Okay, yeah. I'll leave tomorrow. I don't know what we're gonna do. Maybe I'll find something interesting. We'll see. But, yeah. I will see y'all later. Bye!